everybody, my name is Charlie and welcome back to Charlie's Photoshop Lessons. And today will be the 13th video of me showing you guys how to use Photoshop. And so, this is the agenda for today's video. We will talk about the blur tool and some other more tool in that same unit. First, I'm going to introduce as usual. Secondly, I'm going to define the definition and the use of each tool. Thirdly, I will explain the function of other tools in the same unit and their specialties. And then finally I'll apply it to the exam. So today we will have two casual examples. This one is a new example I took from last video. It was like a wallpaper that I designed for my iPhone 11 size and pixels. So let's get started with our tool, the blur tool. As usual, if you see other tools, there will be like an easy access by clicking on the keyboard letter, but this doesn't. You gotta manually select it, which is kind of boring. But let's start the process. So, blur tool. Looking at the blur word, you know it blurs stuff. Blurs tool does blur area in an image. Okay, so let's start with this bright ball here. So let me just start to blur that for you. And so after some swiping, you can see that the ball is completely blurred. So for example, let me use this one, retouch tool. Take the default one, object selection, draw the circle, Control C, Control V, move this layer. I'll have like a compare and contrast thing going on here. So blur tool. You can also adjust the strength of it. For example, I want it to be 100% strength. You can also adjust the size and the type of texture or shape of the controlling thing you want. And so I think strength, the more strength, the less. Let me see. It just doesn't go. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm in layer 1, so I can't blur this. Because this is not in layer 1. The only thing you can blur is this one. I'm so sorry. So, first of all, you gotta select layer 0. Select the strength to 100. Click enter, and then start blurring. So, as you can see, the pixels and the appearance of the ball is completely blurred compared to the original one. There, so you can see, huge difference. Really realistic old ball versus a really blurred ball. And so that is how you do blur tool. Next is the sharpen tool. Okay, let's look at the definition. Sharpens the soft edges in an image. Soft edges. So it will mainly focus on the edges, but in our picture, almost everything is edges. For example, let me try small again. This will be the contrast. You can see these are the edges. So just click on it and you will see it gets sharpened more. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not selecting the right layer. Oh god. Let me Control C and Control V for another one, so I could compare 3 for you guys. So sharpen tool, select layer 1, and then I will select these edges right here. And as you can see, the detail and the coloring of the edges I am swiping on is changing, and it looks kind of more focused and more darkened. As you can see, it creates more detail to the ball, but since there's too much detail, the color and somehow the exposure of the ball is broken and it is too bright. So that is a really detailed edges I draw here compared to this. You can see the detail came up pretty high contrast compared to the first one. So this is the blur one, this is the sharpen tool, and this is the original. So we're done with that. You can see the difference between these three balls. Let's start on the smudge tool. Let's look at it. Softens or smudge colors in an image. So let me try that. It works kind of like a blur tool, but you can also drag it around and it softens the coloring and the pattern of the thing you're currently doing, and it also blurs too. That is how you do it on the ball, but I will try to. You can also do kind of pattern right here. It looks pretty cool. Also, you can adjust the strength of it too. Up here. Okay, let's move to my wallpaper. And with the smudge tool, it could create a cool effect for your wording or your layers. For example, my name in Vietnamese, let me try to smudge it. So you could select size and strength. Let's do like 50. Yeah, 40 is fine. Let's do 45. Also, you could select modes. This is normal mode. You could do darkened or lightening and other one here, but since I am having like dark background, I can't really do darkened because it will look the same. Kind of like that, but let me try lightening first. So it will lightens the color like that, and you could even pull it around, create good effect. That does not look good, so I'll just use normal mode, which is pretty good. So this is the one I did before. Let me erase that and do it again. History brush tool, delete everything, and smudge tool. So keep pulling like that. It will create a pretty cool fading effect on your edges of your words like that. Let me pull some down here and down here. And you know, like you could turn your wording into like a horror effect like that. But try not to repeat the pattern you're creating too much because it'll look a little bit sad and repeatable. So it will not be as efficient as possible. So as you can see, I'm changing the shading and the shapes of my word, which creates a little bit more cool effect to it, right? So you can pull or you can just swipe it around like that. But I rather pulling, so it will appear more detailed. So pulling like that, and you can see that it creates a pretty cool effect for my word, because usually words are really boring without effects or cool fonts like this, but I already have a cool fonts. I just need to make it more interesting like this. So yeah, and that's how you use all the three tools I discussed today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day, and goodbye.